There we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out the early access version of Noita. This came out a couple of days ago, but by the time you see this, it'll be like a week, so I apologize for that. Steam hates this game. I'm not entirely sure why, but it seems to have massive problems getting it to work. I haven't been able to download it on my main desktop. I had to swap download regions twice. I couldn't update it properly. On my GBD Win 2, which for some reason didn't work at all, despite the fact that I know at least one other person's managed to get it working just fine. It's just weird, but nevertheless, the actual game seems to be working okay now that I've sorted out all of that nonsense. So let's talk about it. This is a roguelite platformer with pixelated physics. If you don't know what I mean by pixelated physics, you never played the Powder Toy or the Falling Sand titles that were all the rage back a few years ago on freeware sites and things like that. But yeah, basically the idea is every pixel has physics, it's all relatively well emulated, and that's the one main thing this game's got going for it. Otherwise, it's a pretty basic, in the grand scheme of things, roguelike platformer with action elements. However, it is worth being said that it makes an absolutely massive difference in the way that the game plays on the bottom level, because I have just now made this entire area basically untraversable. So I have to go explore a little bit more. Really, I should have gone to the left, because the left had a glowing item for me, which I know in this case is a wand, but basically this game has no story. You more or less just get dropped in outside the caves with two wands. You get this one here, which is your basic blaster wand. It can do things like blow up barrels, blow small objects out of the way, kill basic enemies, you know, all that good old stuff. And you've got a bomb wand, which will literally just drop a bomb with lit fuse, and you basically just have to run away and hope for the best. We do want to actually bomb this wall here, because that's a treasure chest, and I want that, so yeah. Let's go and grab all that gold. What's this? Oh, it's a Giga Black Hole. Also, I caught fire, because I stood in the fire for too long. Thankfully, you can just top in water. But as you can see, everything is affected by physics. Even water. Water will do things like fall off platforms and some such like that. Wood burns away. And look, there's some more examples of liquid physics in the works. This acid is fucking horrible to deal with. You have no idea how much of a rotten pain in the neck it is to deal with things like certain liquids in this game. I will be able to demonstrate later on, because it's almost guaranteed to happen at some point. But yeah. Looks like we've picked up a new wand that's basically a rapid fire wand, which is a shame, because there are some more interesting wands in this title. It just doesn't seem to want to give them to me this time around. It's alright, we can figure it out. Ooh! That treasure chest exploded. Also, I walked in acid. Now, I gotta say that this game's strongest advantage is also its biggest weakness, especially when it comes to these liquids, because when you're walking through liquids like this, they have the annoying tendency to deal out their bad effects to you immediately, even if you are barely walking in them. You saw that I barely stepped in the toxic liquid there, but it still applied enough to my body in order to make me start taking damage. This happens with a lot of liquids in this game. There's plenty of things like potions and lava and all sorts of things like that that you need to be 100% aware of, because they can and will screw you if you so much as step in them for even remotely too long, which really doesn't help when you've got those bloody acid throwing things that are everywhere that throw out the particles that drip fucking acid and just scatter it all over the fucking place. If you have the bad luck of running into more than one of these things, all of the territory that you're going to be covering running away from them is going to be more or less untraversable without taking some form of damage, because it is almost impossible to avoid if you don't avoid landing on these things completely. I will point out that you do have a couple of unique movement tricks that will help you out. You have the ability to kick things by clicking it on the left stick, which will help get more dangerous things like explosive crates, barrels, etc. out of the way. But in this case, it's almost not enough. Almost. I'm gonna swap out for this extra bomb wand, which it has no charges for some reason. That's annoying. Let's take this one back. You can only carry 4 wands and 4 items at a time. These items can be anything like potion flasks to eggs to just consumable items like that. What's this one? It's just another 2-shot one, but let's see how it compares to... Wow, they both fire like a bloody wind. That's actually interesting, but okay. We'll just leave that one there. We have no reason to keep it. There is a reason to keep certain kinds of wands for later on, and I hope we will hopefully get to that point where I can demonstrate what that is, but yeah. As I was saying, this game's reliance on things like fluids is its biggest strength and also its biggest weakness, because you end up in positions where, as I said before, simple things like, oh god, this one sets everything on fire. Let's not hold that up while I'm on something that's flammable. But yeah, sometimes you just end up in really bad situations where you end up not being able to get out of certain areas because certain enemies went to the effort of just blocking your way out with tons of things like acid. So you just end up being like, oh, I can't get through here. I have to find another way around. Shit, there isn't another way around for miles. As I said, you do have ways to get around this. Like, for example, right here, like, your default movement ability is the ability to press the left trigger. I am actually playing this on controller despite this being on PC because I'm actually a lot more comfortable with it for multiple reasons. But yeah, your main movement ability is the ability to levitate. You have a limited ability of you have a limited amount of levitate. I'm going to take this because these arrows are usually way stronger. Sorry, torch. It is actually pretty useful to have the ability to set things on fire, but, well, to be fair, that's incredibly easy to do. But yeah, as I was saying, traversal, not great, because you have to worry about tons of things, like having to worry about things like, ooh, there's a health upgrade in there. I want that. But yeah, you have to worry about tons of things, like just tiniest amounts of liquid on the floor, some of which you can't even see half the time, which just makes it all the more frustrating. We're just going to blow the shit out of this. And, oh, damn it. Alright, hang on. We'll go straight up and there we go. Now we can go down and grab this, but then we need it to immediately run away and find something that, oh no. Oh god. So guess what? This is it. Oh. Hey, that actually worked. Sometimes you just end up setting yourself on fire. But yeah, sometimes you just end up in positions where you can't win. There's acid and lava and all sorts of bullshit all over the place. There's also things like oil, which I'm covered in now, which will do more damage to you if you get set on fire. It makes you weaker to fire. You can also make yourself stronger to fire by dipping yourself in water and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to say is that there are a ton of situations in this game where you end up just not being able to get through an area without taking damage because there is an absolutely tiny amount of lava or toxic waste or whatever that'll just instantly get on you and make you start taking damage. Not to mention there's a massive pain in the neck when you've got that red flash going on the bloody screen all the time. So while you're here, you can buy things like spells and weapons, and if you hit the select button, while you're in this room, the Holy Temple, you can actually modify your, wands. So, you can take spells in and out of these things and apply them to other wands. Some spells are limited capacity, some aren't. So how does this work? Okay, that works fine. What about this one? Yes! You can see that you have a limited amount of mana so that you can't exploit that too much, but at the same time, rapid fire arrows is exactly what I want. That is exactly what I'm looking for. You can also store spells to use later. Like I just did. I do not want to use this black hole because there are a couple of other things that might come along. For example, these. Permanent shield, edit wands everywhere, which is actually pretty useful. And bombs materialized. I have no idea what that means. But yeah, every time you make it to the bottom of a level, you can select one of these 3 perks. We're going to go with the shield because it actually does help you out here. And now we're onto the 2nd floor. Let's swap back to this because it does more damage. Actually, just for the purpose of demonstration, let's fire off the black hole. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. I just screwed myself, I'm pretty sure, but... Well, let's leave tomorrow's problems to tomorrow's me to figure out, eh? But yeah, this is basically how the game works. You just wander on through, you try and find your way down. That is a lot of explosive. Oh, no, no, no. I've made the area uninhabitable already. Alright, let's firework this bastard. So these are fireworks. Fire off a bomb, and this happens. Let's fire off another one to let me go straight down here instead of having to go through some kinds of mazes. Nevertheless, oh, these things. These things fire off lava, but they also drop a ton of it when they die. So you need to be careful about that because you can very easily make an area uninhabitable. There are a lot of enemies like this, which again is the game's main problem. It's so easy to set off a chain reaction that you weren't intending on causing and screwing yourself out of any particular chance of actually making it through to the next area. It's very easy to die. The game is very difficult, and I find it to be way more frustrating than your typical roguelike, like, say, The Binding of Isaac. Because in this game, it feels like a lot more things are out of your favor in comparison to The Binding of Isaac, and it's similar ilk. In this game, the chain reactions and simple things like enemies just beating the ever-loving shit out of you without so much as a how do you do sometimes, just because of how strong they are. Like, 3 of these, like, lava flies means that you just have to be constantly backtracking, because as soon as they start throwing out projectiles, they get pissed. Alright, I made it to the bottom of the 2nd floor, which is interesting, but since I've angered the gods, I wonder how they're going to take this. Limited spells are refilled at the bottom of every floor. I can buy an anti-shield. I can buy an anti-shield. That would be really useful. Tentacle, a lightning bolt, and an earthquake. Alright, we're going to buy the anti-shield. And we're going to equip that to the arrow wand. So that now, when I'm using my arrow wand, I get a 2nd energy shield. I'm basically a tank, which is sweet. But yeah, you get money whenever you beat and whenever you defeat an enemy and pick up gold off their corpse. And one of the other reasons that it becomes so frustrating to deal with the game itself is because since the gold disappears over time, it just vanishes. You need to be really quick about actually getting to it. Okay, so I do get my perk, but I also have to deal with that. Let's just grab the extra life and... Ouch. My god, that was painful. Thankfully, that was also painful for him, so let's go back and get all that money. Nope. Not gonna happen. Damn, that would have been really useful for me. Ah, the snowy depths. This is as far as I've made it, because just everything in this area is a bitch. Because they're all long range. Sometimes they have fucking robots, and they're all really, really hard to deal with. Thankfully, oh yeah, also this thing, which fires gigantic, homing, explosive eggs at you that also let off cold vapor that damages you. Because fuck you. That is something that this game does. Just not to mention the regular sets of enemies and the long-range dudes, and the... My god. Also, they follow you, so, like, don't think you're safe anywhere. It's funny. One of the perks they give you in this game is immunity to long-range damage. Not long-range, sorry, short-range damage. Which you think might be useful, but as soon as you start getting to these fuckers that have nothing but guns, and there's like 6 of them, and they are really hard to deal with, and none of them physically attack you, it feels like it's kind of worthless. Also, I'm pretty sure there's a sentry turret out there, but also I don't want to go this way, because look at the amount of cold vapor that's letting off. That will kill me if I stay in it for too long, so I need to be careful about how I do this. With that said, though, with how frustrating the physics can be in this game, it's also immensely satisfying to set off a chain reaction that just fucking annihilates everything. Everybody dies. Thunderstone. Neat. You want to know what a Thunderstone does? I'd like to show you, but I don't think I've got any uses for it right now, but... Oh, no. Oh, no. There we go. Let's just beat the shit out of that so I can get as much of this gold as possible. There we go. Almost got trapped under the water there for my my inherent death, but we're alright. But yeah, Thunderstone electrifies water, so if there's ever like a special area to find that has a ton of like water dudes, it'll work great for that. But yeah, the physics simulation is inherently satisfying. The way pixels can just fall off the world is really enjoyable. The overall quality of the physics is great. It runs really well too. Like, it is honestly really well optimized, even for like an early access title. You know what? Screw this. Black hole. Fuck you guys. Look at that. Look at that. That's gotta sting. Let's just drop in the... Ha! Ha! Bounced off my energy shield, hit him in the face, and killed him. Oh, that's just the best. But yeah, the physics simulation is really well done. It runs really well too. It's really well optimized. Like, I've heard reports that the GPT Win 2, which is like a relatively low grade, like laptop processor, can run this game at 60 frames. So if that kind of processor can run this game at 60 at this early point in its development, that's a good sign. That's a pretty good sign. But yeah, it's got some really satisfying physics and ways to play going on. Oh look, there's a wand in there. I wonder how you're meant to get in there. I have a bomb. That would probably work, actually. Let's, I'll fire the bomb straight down and just walk away. Wow, that did nothing. Yeah, maybe I have to blow my way in from underwater. Oh, God. Oh, not again. Am I stuck again? Damn it. Come on, let me out. Yeah, like, screw this. I want to get inside that. I want that reward. Let's go over to the right and see if there's another way in. I'm guessing you have to blow your way in through there. So, let's just black hole up here and hope for the best. There we go. I have a way in. The game's also got some interesting ways of playing with the physics. For example, I had a spell called a wand with the spell Giant Firebolt on it. And I thought to myself, well, that'll probably be useful. Then I ended up picking up another spell called, a perk actually, I'm sorry, called Increased Explosive, no, actually it wasn't Increased Explosive Damage, it was Class Cannon, which was, you get, that's the black hole, that's the arrows, let's drop this one. What does this do? Whoa! Okay, I almost killed myself there. But let's not kill myself. That's, let's just... Yeah, let's just blow our way in here. So the gods are still going to be upset with me, I bet. But yeah, I had glass cannon and I had giant firebolt. So glass cannon makes you do 5 times the damage and increases spell range. So when I fired off the giant firebolt thinking I should probably test this just to make sure I don't kill myself, when it blew up, it took a screen and a half with it, including me. Because that's a thing. Alright, so those all look like pretty interesting spells, but I've got no use for any of them. Unstable Crystal is basically a landmine. Rain Cloud is water. Black Hole we've already seen. And Gunpowder Arc just has, it leaves just like trails behind, I think. Yeah, let's bring him out here. Let's give myself a little bit more room to maneuver. Now this is why you use... What? What? Where did he come from? Holy shit! Oh, you know what? Fuck this. I don't even get my, I don't even get, like, a health regen now, so fuck it. You get Black Hold. Suck, shit, and die. Wow, that didn't even kill him. I guess I have to do it where there's a bit of, You know, I'm impressed how games seem to know when I'm on camera. Because honestly, one of the other problems I was going to bring up with this game is that it doesn't give me interesting situations enough. Which I know sounds like a weird thing, but it has this seeming tendency... Oh yeah, also the game just like entirely restarts, if you're wondering why the footage was like that. But yeah, one of the things that annoyed me is that thanks to the fact that you tend to die early on from things like really annoying tiny pools of lava or poison and just like having some bad luck with spawns on enemies and stuff, is that unique situations don't tend to come along that often. But having a gigantic earthworm come in and eat me while I'm trying to fight off the gods that I accidentally set off by accidentally doing like a black hole that I wasn't even expecting to damage the thing, because holy shit, this game is actually kind of complex. Also, there's some unique background details I'd like to point out. Like, if you set, like, this wood on fire, just as an example, we're just going to stand here and watch this for a bit. I have my reasons for this, trust me. Also, it's weird because sometimes stuff will happen off-screen. Like, you'll be progressing down and suddenly the entire screen will shake like mad, implying that there's some massive explosion going off somewhere because you've just gone into range of it. But, like, watch this wooden plank here. The fire's going to spread to the wooden plank in the background that we can just walk through. Oh, usually it falls over. But there's a few like little neat background details like that that show up from time to time, and oh god. It's being shitless. That's so... God, that sucks for me. Since there doesn't seem to be much in the way of actually getting your health back in actual levels. The only health pickup I've seen has been the ones at the very end of the only ones I've seen have been at the very end of the levels in the Holy Mountain, but yeah. The game just seems to have, like, this tendency to... Either you'll get on a really interesting run, or you'll end up in a situation where you'll have really low health, like, right from the outset, and there won't be much you'll be able to do about it. Like, I need to find water fast, and for the life of me, I just can't seem to find just a random pool of it anywhere. That'll do. Let's just hope I don't blow away too much of that water in the process. Grab myself that one. Oh, great. Have you played Super Crate Box? I'm sure you can guess what happens if you accidentally shoot yourself with one of those blades. There are also alt levels, like the collapsed mines here, for example, but yeah, they're actually kind of hard to get through if you don't have something that can dig. There are ones that can dig. You do also get, like, spells with status effects, like, does more damage to enemies if they are currently wet or on fire or what have you. So doing that, getting as many of those spells as possible and combining them together into something along the lines of like a wand that will shoot a projectile that will set an enemy on fire and then do bonus damage on the next projectile to an enemy that's already on fire, just as a basic example, is the example of really like breaking this game in half. I haven't gone to that point yet because I've only been playing for a couple of hours at this point. I don't have an exact time because this game has this, like, the records aren't actually keeping. It isn't actually tracking for some reason. So I don't know exactly how long I've been playing for, and Steam is kind of weird about tracking just how long you've been playing for as well. But yeah. Yeah, look, now I've created this weird little chain reaction where there's tons of water pouring down, and I imagine that's going to go down and help me... Oh, wait. The Holy Mountain is right there. Oh well, let's just grab that flask. Invisibilium flask. There is a polymorphium flask. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's quite terrifying to be immediately transformed. Like, there was this one time where I transformed into the giant worm that you saw eat me earlier, and I ended up just fucking flying down straight into the Holy Mountain. Well, straight to the entrance to the Holy Mountain. And then, yeah. Alright, hang on, let's, I'm going to take off this one and put on this one, so now I can drop this other one if I need to, or use it to store extra spells. Heavy shot, that might actually be useful, but I can also buy some water, which might also be useful, especially if you have, like me, and you have a bunch of trouble dealing with, oh yeah, it also says press A to purchase. It's weird, sometimes it has trouble dealing with, what controller it's using, but whatever. But yeah, alright, let's see. Oh god, we've got glass cannon. Glass cannon, fuck yeah. So, oh, free health extension. Unfortunately, my health is capped because I picked up glass cannon. Yeah, some sort of curse blocked the increase of maximum health. So glass cannon actually increases my attack damage by 5 times, which is intensely useful because even the basic wand does massive amounts of damage now. But yeah, I am super vulnerable in this state, so I need to be really careful. With that said though, do you want a demonstration of just how much more powerful I am? Boom! Boom! Holy crap! Look at this shit! Well, we might as well take it, because we've got a one that has no Oh. Oh my. Ooh, 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 what does this do? What the hell is that? One of the annoying things about this is that you can't exactly tell what a wand does. Poison! Holy shit, okay, we got a poison one now. We probably want to avoid, like, stepping in it as much as humanly... Look at how much damage this did! Like, seriously? That's nuts! Alright, we gotta go down, though. We gotta go down at some point. Like... If there's a boss in this game, that bomb would be more than enough to fucking do it. Alright, we're back on the Holy Mountain. Let's see what they have for me here. Unfortunately, I didn't get that much money because I was... What's that? Spiral Shot. Oh, I can add up my spells here too, so... Let's just put an extra spell bottle on the end there. Actually, can I do Heavy Shot? Like, how would that turn out? Just out of curiosity. So, fire. Nah, it's not doing much for me. Okay, Alright, we'll do Spiral Shot. We'll move Spiral Shot to this wand. Okay. Might maintain some usefulness in the future. Sure. We want to hold on to those bombs. That's for absolute certain. Because being able to just go to an area and say, fuck it. Teleportitis. More love. And a permanent shield. We're taking that, because we're going to need it. But, man. Teleportitis plus glass cannon. Sounds like a terrible idea. Alright, Snowy Depths. Honestly, I was like, every time I go into this game and get like 3 bad runs in a row that just results in me dying in like the first area, like almost immediately. Oh shit. I poisoned myself. And just results in me dying to a bad run just because of like, how the fuck do I get through this without killing myself? There we go. Just need to get the poison off me. Oh dear. Alright. You guys get to go to hell. Oh no. No, 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 no. There we go. Nope, nope, he's not dead yet. Now he's dead. And now I have 3 health. And that's a turret. You know what? Screw you, turret. Oh no, I'm too close to it. I'm too close to it. The little pixel that resembled my head just flew all the way over there. Well, that was a look at Noita. It's got a lot of potential. The physics work really well, and when they're generous enough to give you a lot of interesting things to work with on a run, it becomes this interesting game of just what the hell can you do to the physics system in order to actually make it through. But there are those times where the physics do seem to work against you no matter what you try. Like you end up with an area that's just absolutely on fire around you, or even worse, just acid is constantly falling so you can't safely get through without taking a ton of damage. Or 3 groups of enemies just come at you that make an area entirely untraversable. Or you just create this massive chain reaction that makes it so that you are more or less unable to get through an area. Allow me to demonstrate. Because this is toxic. So, if we burn this apart right here, we'll make this entire area to the right uninhabitable. But yeah, at the same time, the game, when it does decide to be interesting, is really interesting. Explosions that take up an entire screen worth of space. Bloody gods and gigantic demon worms coming to eat your ass. Things like massively complicated wands that throw out tons of weird spell combinations. And just the overall performance and just general stability of the game so far. Outside of some weird bugs, like, again, not being able to start it up on certain computers for undeterminable reasons. All of these things are things that can be easily fixed, and just an ever so slight rebalancing so that the first area isn't as difficult or might be more likely to spawn items. Like, I've had multiple runs where the game doesn't give me, like, I feel like I've explored the entire floor and I still haven't managed to get my hands on a single wand, while going into another run and then immediately getting 3 wands just scattered around the spawn area. I feel like a little bit of balancing to even this out a little, so that runs would at least be a little bit interesting from the very beginning, would work way better than just having it be as lopsided as it is right now. But the game is in early access. They have the opportunity to improve, and I'd like to take the opportunity to come back and explore more of Noita when they're further along in the development process. I don't want to play too much of it right now, just so that whatever content they do end up making later on down the line, I can get into with a pair of, like, fresh and unencumbered eyes. Because, you know, playing a game in early access to the point of tiring yourself out on it. Oh my. Oh god, I'm on fire. Oh, no, that'll do. Holy Mountain. I guess we're going on another run. I wasn't expecting it to make it through to the Holy Mountain, but there you go. Unfortunately, it's all wands. Oh man, I wish I had the money to buy that. It's too bad I can't just drop shit and sell it. That would be really useful. But yeah. Too bad. But it would have been nice to see what that one was like. Let's see. We got melee immunity, faster movement, and bombs materialize. We'll do faster movement. But yeah, I don't want to play it too much to wear out whatever content they may add later on in the future. But Noita as a thing is really promising, and considering that was made by the people who made The Swapper, Barbara's You, and Downwell, I mean, they have a reputation to live up to at this point, but at the same time, at this exact moment, they're doing pretty damn well for themselves. So I'm hoping this game turns out to have... I'm hoping they balance out the generation. I'm hoping they make it just a little bit more interesting at the beginning. Like, balance it to be a little less random. And just slightly more fair and interesting. Man, we're speedrunning this shit. Alright, what's this one got? Chainsaws? I think that might be melee. I haven't actually seen this spell. Yeah, it's melee. Alright, what do we got? Critical hit, extra life, and homing shots. You bet. Oh god, I just blew myself up. I'm an idiot. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh god, oh no. I'm gonna drown. What's this one do? Get rid of this one. It, freezes shit, apparently. There we go. Yeah, had a feeling that was gonna happen. That fucking cold vapor, man, it gets me every time. But yeah, Noita is really promising. Really promising. I am enjoying it. It is at least playable. You do get a fair amount of content and stuff right away if you decide to buy it, because again, it is early access. But at the same time, it could use just a little bit of rebalancing to make things just that little bit more interesting and a little bit more fair at the very beginning. But still, I am enjoying it, and I am going to come back to it when it enters full release, hopefully. Don't know when that's going to be. It's probably going to be within like a year, because it looks pretty complete as is, but... well, we'll wait and see. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.